And it looks like we've got all those details covered, and they'll have yet another grand holiday party. Marisol, you'll follow up with the hotels about the welcome baskets for the executives coming in from out of town?
It's on my list of things to discuss with them.
Bill, you'll follow up on finding the ice swans and the spotlights?
I have the action items. We'll use the same people for the ice sculptures that we did last year. Given the time of year and the number they want, the spotlights will take a little hunting.
Yes, that should be fine. I really appreciate you making this happen on short notice. Yes, email me when it's ready. Thank you.
You got the banner?
I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Oh.
What's next on our agenda?
The electroferrum proposal for the Future Transportation Festival. Kira Wilson and I have a scheduled phone call with Electroferrum to go over the details of their request. So we're trying to firmly establish scope. Our new project manager has drafted a scope document. I need all of your input for revisions to go over on the call.
You've already got the question about how many people will be attending the festival in San Diego. So the first thing I want to confirm is the number of people on the road rally. They say they're going to have 20 electric cars and 40 support vehicles, making for 80 people total.
That's the count for Electroferrum. What about us?
There'll be the 4 of us with the caravan, plus a 2-person team running a day ahead. Back to Electroferrum. Will we have 60 drivers and only 20 other people? How do the people manning the booths at the event in San Diego fit in? Are they a part of the road rally, or are they additional?
Well, don't forget rooms for the people we'll be hiring to staff the promotional events on the road rally stops. We can hire support crew in each of the cities, but I think we can get a better deal if we rent the stage and equipment and run our own truck.
I agree.
I also want to only deal with one team of photographers. I want people who can really get to know the client and help tell the story of the road rally and the event.
Well, hold on a moment. Let's stick to the hotel room question before we go off on another topic. Our meeting agenda has us discussing our needs after we get through the questions for Electroferrum. Where does that leave us?
By my count, we're looking at 5 rooms for about 10 people from world-class events, 50 rooms, assuming the electric car drivers each get their own room, and everyone else is 2 to a room for Electroferrum.
Seems like a reasonable assumption.
But those are the questions we need to confirm with them. Are they sure about the number of people on the road rally? Are the people from the road rally separate from the people that'll be staffing the event in San Diego? Does every person need their own room, or are people comfortable with roommates? That will, of course, help us manage costs.
What else do we want to ask?
Well, in terms of graphics, are they willing to provide a copy of their style guide now? Do they have approved designers that we need to work with, or can we work with our own? What sort of review process do they want for banners and signs? That will impact scheduling. Also, the consortium member companies are responsible for the electric cars and the support vehicles, but is there a way we can work some graphics in there? I see that as a key opportunity for consistent and strong event branding.
Yes, I do have my list. First, the electric cars in San Diego. 2 will be in the exhibit booth, and 2 will be at the free ride track. Are they okay with the 2 in the booth staying there? Once we're set up, I don't want to have to move them. Also, what is the plan for the other 16 cars in the road rally? Will they be in rotation at the test track, or are they out of the picture? Second, the test track. How long is this driving experience supposed to be? We're going to have to lay that out. Are we the only driving event at the festival? Also, to be very clear, are members of the public doing the driving or professional drivers? I imagine that the Electroferrum member companies are very sensitive about these vehicles. Are all stakeholders fully comfortable with us doing this?
Good point.
Third, the route for the road rally. There are a number of different ways to get from Humboldt to San Diego. The RFP document specifically mentions a coastal tour, but we're talking about 60 vehicles total. If you look at a map of California, much of the coastal highway is 1 lane in each direction. Is there any reason we can't route them along more major highways? That would put us in a better position if we need support services during the road rally.
Hey, Carrie,
Yes?
the notes about the reception in San Diego mention that there'll be 200 people attending from Electroferrum member organizations, but as we just touched on, the RFP says we should only plan accommodations for 80 people for the entire event. Can we confirm that the other reception attendees are responsible for their own accommodations and they're not a part of our scope?
That's an important clarification to make and a good note. That's not something I'd want us to have to figure out while standing in a hotel lounge. Are there any other questions for the call with Angela? What other topics should we be considering in terms of scope?
I already mentioned the photographers. I want us with one team of 2 to 3 people throughout. We'll need to accommodate them on the rally.
Got it.
That may cost us more in terms of their time and accommodations, but I think it will be worth it for better quality output.
You did notice that event photography isn't specifically called out in the RFP, right?
Yes, I did, but I believe this is an obvious way for us to add value and demonstrate our insights into the needs they're going to have.
Let's add photography to the list of questions for the call with Angela.
On my side, I'm already looking at large parking lots near the convention center where we can set up the test track. But the ones within walking distance who have returned my phone calls are already committed to providing parking for the full Future of Transportation Festival.
Well, that poses a challenge.
Well, if we can't arrange a place that's a short walk away, we may have to include some sort of shuttle bus service as part of the scope, and ultimately part of our proposed budget. I also think we need to spend a little more time discussing the 2 interactive exhibits or demonstrations that are supposed to be in the booth. If we're not careful about definition there, that could be an area of risk.
Would you care to join a meeting I've already set up to talk that topic over with a contract producer I know?
If you're already looking at it, then I don't need to be there, but I do appreciate the invitation.
Of course. All right, let's double check our agenda. It looks like we've touched on all of our planned electro-Farron items. I'll discuss things with the project manager so that the draft scope document can get updated. Is there anything new we need to discuss on this topic? Okay then, let's move on.
What's next?
The Life Scope Retirement Dinner.